Imagine a world where criminals don't just leave fingerprints, they leave a trail of custom-built DNA, perfectly designed to evade detection or frame someone else. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now, and it's changing the very nature of crime as we know it. In this new video by The Future of Crime, we welcome you to explore the dark side of synthetic biology and biohacking, where DNA becomes the ultimate weapon. Synthetic biology and biohacking are revolutionary fields unlocking incredible potential. Scientists are using these tools to cure genetic disorders, create sustainable biofuels, and even grow lab-made organs. The possibilities seem endless, but as with any groundbreaking technology, there's a darker side emerging, one that's raising serious concerns. Criminals are leveraging these advancements to manipulate DNA for nefarious purposes, turning science into tools for fraud, sabotage, and even bioterrorism. Imagine synthetic viruses tailored to bypass detection or genetic manipulations used in identity theft. These aren't just theoretical scenarios, they're happening now. In today's video, we're peeling back the layers to reveal how synthetic biology and biohacking are reshaping the crime landscape. From jaw-dropping real-world cases of DNA manipulation being used in espionage to AI-driven techniques that make these crimes more sophisticated and harder to trace, the intersection of biology and technology is opening new doors for cybercriminals and biohackers alike. But it's not just about the crimes. It's about the implications for society and security. What does the future hold when DNA becomes as hackable as software? Stick around until the end, because some of these developments are so advanced, they'll leave you questioning the boundaries of science fiction and reality. Synthetic biology is the science of redesigning organisms by engineering their genetic material. Think of it as programming, but instead of writing code for computers, scientists are writing code for life. This means creating entirely new biological systems or modifying existing ones for specific purposes. For instance, scientists can design bacteria to produce biofuels, create crops that withstand harsh climates, or even synthesize artificial organs for medical use. But what happens when these technologies fall into the wrong hands? That's where the concept of biohacking becomes critical. Biohacking refers to the practice of manipulating biology outside of traditional labs. This can range from harmless personal experiments to potentially dangerous activities like gene editing. The accessibility of CRISPR technology, a tool that makes gene editing relatively simple, has fueled the biohacking movement. While some biohackers aim to improve their bodies or solve medical challenges, others exploit these tools for illicit purposes. Why it's a double-edged sword: accessibility. The cost of genetic engineering tools has dropped dramatically. DIY CRISPR kits can be purchased online for a few $100s, putting powerful technology in the hands of amateurs. Lack of regulation. Unlike traditional labs, biohacking setups often operate in legal gray areas. This makes it difficult to track and control potentially dangerous experiments. Real-life examples of biohacking. Gone wrong. In 2017, biohacker Josiah Zayner injected himself with CRISPR in an attempt to edit his genes. Although his actions weren't criminal, they sparked a wave of copycats. Some of these DIY biohackers have since been implicated in unethical experiments. In China, a scientist named He Jiankui claimed to have edited the genomes of twin babies to make them resistant to HIV. The experiment, which violated ethical guidelines, highlighted the ease with which biohacking could cross into dangerous territory. The connection to crime. Criminals are now using these advancements to synthesize DNA that matches someone else's genetic profile, framing them for crimes. Develop untraceable bioweapons that exploit genetic vulnerabilities, steal intellectual property encoded in DNA sequences, targeting biotech firms. The rise of synthetic biology and biohacking is a testament to how innovation can be a double-edged sword, capable of transforming lives but also capable of enabling unprecedented crimes. Synthetic biology has opened doors to awe-inspiring breakthroughs, but it has also paved the way for terrifyingly sophisticated crimes. One of the most unnerving aspects of this revolution is the emergence of designer DNA crimes, where genetic manipulation is exploited to frame individuals, develop bioweapons, and execute corporate espionage. DNA planting and framing. Imagine being framed for a crime you didn't commit because someone planted your DNA at the scene. This isn't a science fiction nightmare, it's a chilling reality. In 2009, Israeli scientists demonstrated how fabricated DNA samples could deceive forensic laboratories, rendering DNA evidence once considered foolproof, vulnerable to manipulation. By synthesizing a person's DNA from skin cells or hair samples, criminals can leave an innocent person's genetic fingerprints at crime scenes. Such techniques could redefine the concept of evidence in criminal justice, with devastating consequences for victims. Bioweapons and bioterrorism. Synthetic biology also raises the specter of customized bioweapons. In 2016, the U.S. Department of Defense highlighted the potential misuse of CRISPR gene editing technology to create ethnic bioweapons, pathogens engineered to target specific genetic traits common to certain populations. The consequences of such bioterrorism could be catastrophic, not only causing loss of life but also sparking geopolitical conflicts and human rights crises. Corporate espionage. In the business world, synthetic biology has turned intellectual property into a lucrative target for theft. In 2020, a biotechnology firm reported a breach where criminals used synthetic DNA to recreate proprietary organisms. These organisms, encoded with years of research and development, were essentially stolen, threatening the future of industries reliant on biological innovation. This form of corporate espionage could devastate companies and stifle scientific progress. The rise of designer DNA crimes shows how advancements meant to benefit humanity can also be weaponized, demanding urgent safeguards against misuse. Artificial intelligence is turbocharging the capabilities of biohackers and criminals alike. AI tools are now being used to analyze genetic data faster. Criminals can use AI to sift through genetic databases, identifying vulnerabilities or targets within hours instead of weeks. Automate bioweapon design. AI-powered algorithms can design pathogens with specific traits, minimizing the trial and error process and making it accessible even to non-experts. Deepfake DNA. Just as AI creates fake videos and voices, it's now being applied to genetic data. Fake DNA sequences can be uploaded to databases, corrupting critical scientific research or framing individuals in legal cases. In 2018, a biohacker in California took the DIY biology movement to dangerous extremes. Armed with a basic understanding of genetics gained from YouTube tutorials and inexpensive CRISPR kits purchased online, he set out to create a harmful bacterial strain in his basement. His goal wasn't to advance science or cure disease, it was personal revenge. The biohacker planned to release the bacteria to harm a former acquaintance. Fortunately, law enforcement intercepted his activities before he could execute his plan. This case underscores how easily cutting-edge tools can fall into the wrong hands, blurring the lines between curiosity-driven experimentation and criminal intent. In 2017, researchers at the University of Washington shocked the world by demonstrating a new form of cybercrime, genetic malware. They encoded a piece of malicious software into a synthetic DNA strand. When the DNA was sequenced by a computer, the malware was executed, granting the researchers control over the system. While this was only a proof of concept, it revealed a startling vulnerability in the intersection of biology and technology. Imagine the implications if such methods were used to hack sensitive databases, such as medical records or national defense systems. The COVID-19 pandemic provided fertile ground for biotech-related scams. Fraudulent companies emerged, claiming to have developed rapid vaccines or treatments. While many were simple schemes to steal money or personal data, others had darker motives. Some of these fake firms were fronts for harvesting genetic material under the guise of research. This genetic data could potentially be used for illegal experiments or even bioweapon development, highlighting how global crises can be exploited by those with malicious intent. As synthetic biology and AI continue to advance, the potential for abuse grows. Here's what we might see. Pathogens that are not only highly contagious but also resistant to existing treatments could emerge, leading to catastrophic outbreaks. Imagine criminals with enhanced physical or cognitive abilities thanks to genetic modifications. Enhanced vision for hacking surveillance or increased stamina for evading capture could become the norm. Online forums are already sharing illegal biohacking tips. These communities could evolve into underground networks where criminals trade genetic blueprints or even offer designer crime services. The fusion of synthetic biology, biohacking, and AI is creating a terrifying new frontier in the world of crime. As technology races forward, so do the opportunities for exploitation. The question is, how do we prepare for a world where DNA can be weaponized, identities can be forged in a lab, and diseases can be designed to target us? If you want to stay ahead of the curve and learn more about the future of crime, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for the future of crime. Let us know in the comments what you think about this chilling reality, and stay tuned for more insights into the darker side of technology. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.